whatever he will say to me, tell him right here and I'm listening. So go and tell your friends that it's now time to tune in. The Inspirational Diva Show is on. Turn the radios up, she about to play my song. The Inspirational Diva Show is.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Stephanie C. Dixon, the Inspirational Diva, host of the Inspirational Diva Show, brought to you by Home Care Network, bringing health care home. I have a very special interview today with the one and only Dr. Ollie. And you know, I said, well, what makes him so special? Well, we're going to tell you what makes him special. Dr. Ollie, how are you today?
I'm doing good.
Good. So, Dr. Ollie, we have you on here because you're going to be talking about your new show, the Dr. Ollie Show. It is a talk show that is going to be on YouTube. And so he's going to talk to us about the Dr. Ollie Show, how you can listen to it, some of the topics that he's going to have on it and everything. But before we do that, tell us just a little bit about yourself, Dr. Ollie.
Okay, so, for me, it's really more of all work and, very little play. That's what I would like to say right now. And the reason why I say that is because I'm working back home again. I have a wife, family and everything at home. So I would say, I put my family first, and when I'm not, as far as working with family, then I'm working with work. Then as far as with the productions and just trying to be able to pursue.
Okay, good. So, Dr. Ollie, tell me where doctor came from.
Okay, so with having, as far as my education, I went to school for business administration, and I thought that would be something that I would be doing because I worked in financing for a number of years, and I was thinking it was going to last for at least the next 30, 40 years. And that right there, it just really totally went in a different direction. So after, getting my education, and then after that, then I got into being a writer and everything. Then I really needed something more to be able to just kind of separate me, I would say, from everything else. And so with my books, as well as now with the talk show and my brand and all that right there, I established Dr. Ollie as far as like being a brand. I was doing a lot of youth and young adult mentoring and all of that. I needed something, because my biological name is David. And so I needed something to kind of separate me from that, to where when you hear this right here, you know exactly what it's all about. That's just like when we hear Oprah, it ain't another one out there. And so we automatically, there you go. So we automatically know. So that's what I use it for, as far as just the branding purposes of who I am.
Okay, that's good. I like that. So I know you as a playwright and as a movie producer.
Okay.
And so now you've gone into talk show. But before we talk about that, talk about some of the people that you've worked with in the past, some of the celebrities that you've worked with, because we want to let you all know why he's able to have his own talk show, because he's been doing a thing, okay? So tell us about some of the people that you've worked with that have been a part of your productions in the past.
Okay, so let's see. Tommy Ford, he was one of the great ones that we worked with. And you know him from Martin, I got a job, and there we never knew what it was. So yeah, he was one of the ones. He was on tour with us for one of the plays we did about 5 years ago, maybe. And then also Brian White, which was on Stone to Yard, and also Darren P. Henson, he was on that right there as well. And so Tommy, Brian White, and then also I've had the opportunity to be able to work with Tachina Arnold, as well as Max Greenleaf. Both of them are on The Neighborhood now. And then
it's one of my favorite shows. Let me say that. On Mondays, it's like, let me hear me finish everything I'm doing, because The Neighborhood is about to come on. I love it.
Super. And the show, it turned out to be a lot better than what they thought. I was a part of the production when they did the first season, before it ever came on TV, and I'm like, oh wow. We was out in LA, and all of them super great. Cedric the Entertainer, he's another one that's a part of it, and so he's another one that I've been able to connect with greatly. Awesome. And then let me see who else. Will Smith, that's another one. So when he was doing Aladdin, that was 2018, I believe it was. They were doing a lot of promo things, and I got to be a part of some of the production that they did for that in LA. So we was at, I think it was ABC Studios there. Awesome. Super great.
Oh, that's good. So you're a writer as well, and you have books. You have a book out. Okay, so tell us about your book.
Okay, so the name of the book, I did this book a number of years ago. It's called Anyone Can Make It to the Top. And inside of the book, it just covers a number of different chapters. One of them was goals. The acronym used for that was getting organized and living successful. Then I had another one that was anyone means anyone. That's what it was. And that's in chapter 3. And I used a lot of celebrity life stories such as Oprah Winfrey and Judge Greg Mathis, Dr. Phil, Steve Harvey, different ones in that chapter right there to talk about how, if believe it or not, all of them was homeless at one particular point, or either they was very, very low poverty, and how they got to the level of where they are now.
Yeah, and that's good. People need to see success stories like that. Not always somebody was born with a silver spoon in their mouth. They need to see that some people that we, admire today and who we consider to be idols or, whatever the case may be, that they too had a struggle.
Yeah.
They had a journey to get to where they are. So for anybody that's listening and it's like, well, you're looking at your situation now, you just have to have some hard work and determination.
Absolutely.
Hard work and determination. The Bible says that faith without works is dead.
There you go.
So you can have that faith, but you got to put some work into it too. For God to do it all, we have to do our part. So we have to work. So that's good that you did that, to see those success stories. And so you have that book that you've written. You've written some other books. Before, I believe you had a chapter in there where you were talking about saving money, or you have a story about saving some money or working on your credit.
Right. Well, I will tell you, there's a chapter inside of my book that really covers, and it's talking about, it's like assets versus liabilities, and we touch bases a lot on that right there, because believe it or not, the car that you may drive, the minute it drives off the parking lot, it's depreciating value and everything, and so that's classified as a liability to us, versus an asset. It's going to be something that's going to be able to be longevity, be able to help make you money. And I talk a lot in the chapter about just even with our schools. I mean, there's a lot of things that they don't teach, and so the direction that we're taking as far as the youth and young adults in for the future. I mean, we talked about it in other interviews before with athletes, that their career path may be 5 to 10 years, and they get out of as far as that industry, and they have nothing. They have no money. They have, and it's like, what happened? But the truth is, they wasn't taught about it. So purchasing my book what it does is, I classify it as a roadmap to success. To be able, if you follow these rules and you follow this direction right here, it's going to be able to help you be able to get to where you're trying to go.
And that's a good thing, especially for our young people, because like you said, we don't have this class in school. Now, when I was in school, we had a class called DECA, Distributed Education Clusters of America.
Okay.
And they taught us how to write checks and how to balance checkbooks and things of that nature, but these kids are not getting that nowadays.
And I've been out of school for a number of years. I really have. It's been over 10 years. And even with me being out of school.
Don't want to know how many it's been for me, but okay.
But even with being out of school for that time frame, I still going back to high school. I don't remember us ever having a class about how to be able to write checks or what to do as far as with money. I don't remember it ever. I just don't remember it happening.
Right. Okay, so that's good information that our young people need to really know about. So anybody that's listening, we're going to give you information on how to get in touch with Dr. Ollie later on in the show. So if you want to get that book, then maybe you can do it. Or you can get him to come and do speaking on that, because you do public speaking as well.
I do public speaking, and now that we've kind of started getting back on track since the pandemic and everything set in, I do have a new book that's going to be coming out. Won't be till 2022, but the new book is Trading My Mess for Success. And that one right there, it's going to have some pretty interesting things in it as well. But either one, whichever one you want to talk about. Old book, new book, whatever.
Okay, so with that being said, playwright, movie producer, book author, what made you go into the transition of talk show?
So when it came down to the talk show, it wasn't like as if I just woke up one day and said, hey, you know what, I think I can do a talk show. It was not like that. What happened for me was a little bit different. I was already doing the plays, and so as far as going from city to city and doing them, of course we do these interviews like this. I believe you had interviewed me once before with that, and so I had a couple of producers that were already, I guess we could say fans of mine, or whatever, and they had just told me, they said, you talk very well, so have you ever thought about doing a talk show? And my answer was, no. But no, there's nothing against it. I just had never thought about it. And so fast forwarding, the more I kept talking to them, and they kept, it's like almost like they motivated me and pumped my head up to be able to say, you know what, I can do this right here. We got to the point where we started just putting together the game plan, and it was working out. Then COVID set in. So when COVID set in, and we knew that it wasn't going to happen at that time, I just kind of put everything on the shelf, and we left it all alone. And they were just looking at the city of Dallas too. That was another big thing. I missed that when I started talking about it. But they were saying, Dallas has everything, but one thing that we don't have is as far as the national talk show with live audience and all of that. And so that's the direction, if you want to know the vision of where we're going with it. We would like to be able to see it get picked up, syndicated, and all of that. And so we was like, every big thing started small somewhere. And so we were looking to be able to make that right there happen. And so then the COVID set in, we fast forward, we get to this year. Beginning of the year, we started talking about as far as the preparation for it. We get to March, and then after that, about 2 months, after getting the game plan together, then after that, then they backed out. They said they had another project and some other things come out. And so there was one producer, and he said to me, he was like, you know what, I still want to be able to go forward with this, because there was a number of them. There was only one that said, if you're in for it, I want to be in for it too. And so that was kind of how it happened. And so I said, let's do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's another part of the success story. Having somebody to believe in what you're doing,
right.
And you not really giving up on it either.
Right.
Because some people probably say, well, they backed out, so just forget it.
Yeah.
But when you have determination,
anything's possible.
Anything is possible. So what is your target audience for the show?
Okay, so target audience for the show. I used to say that it was just like a major wide variety of target audience, and it's anybody, but what I have learned through just even having the live audience of people to be able to come be a part of the show is that it is the majority of women. And that's the first thing. And then when we talk about age, I would have to say the more I've seen come in would be probably between the ages of like maybe 25 to 55, somewhere around there. So within that 30-year range, don't know why, but that's what it is. I would have to say, if I'm guessing, probably because of the topics that we do.
Okay, so we're going to have to talk about some of these topics, but we will talk about those when we come back with this message from our sponsor. But you're tuned into the Inspirational Diva Show, and I'm your host, Stephanie C. Dixon, and we'll be right back.
Home Care Network brings healthcare in the comfort of your home. Our skilled nurses can cover everything that you would get in a hospital, from wound care management, pulmonary and cardiac care, medication management, and physical, occupational, speech therapy, x-rays, and more. Home Care Network has 3 locations in DeSoto, Rockwall, and Palestine. Visit homecarenetwork.com or on Facebook at Home Care Network TX. Home Care Network, the care you need in the comfort of your home.
As far as the grieving process, do you still have bad times as of now, or do you feel like as if that you've kind of moved past some of it, or is it just depending on what may trigger something with you?
Well, the truth about it is, I couldn't have made it this far without Jesus. I was hurting, and I'm honest about it. It's a hurting thing, and the way I made it, I talk personal to Jesus.
Now you're better than me because you got married and you have a kid.
So
I'm
Marissa,
happy.
Wait. So Marissa, do you feel like as if that she's classified as like a third wheel? I mean, what is your main reason for now making the change if you used to be like this before?
Well, I think she's jealous.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So were you pushed into marriage? Because I know sometimes with young people, that's one of those type of things, and you're shaking your head yes. So were you pushed into marriage at one particular time? Did something occur to make you have to settle down?
I mean, sometimes kids come unexpectedly.
And I want to thank you personally, Kat, just for being here, a part of the show on today.
Thank you
with
for
just
having
everything. Me. I know during the break you got like just a little bit emotional, and is that just pertaining to because you feel like as if that you're going to fail, or are you going to make it?
No, I feel like I know I'm going to make it, especially after this. There is no question. In my mind, in my world, I've already made it.
We're back, your girl Stephanie C. Dixon, the Inspirational Diva, host of the Inspirational Diva Show, and I am here with Dr. Ollie, and we are talking about the Dr. Ollie Show. And so earlier he said that his target audience seems to be women. So what I want to know is, what exactly are you talking about on this show that's attracting all these women?
All right. So we have a wide variety of audience. I'll say of topics that caters to this audience. That's the best way to put it.
Okay.
And so when we look at it, I will give you some of the topics without giving too much away.
Right.
And you guys can choose and just say, hey, does this sound interesting, intriguing, or not really? We had one topic that was called, is college still necessary? And if you just weigh your, I don't know, there are different people out here that went to college, some that did not go to college, but we pulled together a panel of people, and we had 2 of them that did not go, and then 2 of them that chose. 2 did not, and then 2 that chose to go, and they just kind of stated their opinions of why they felt like it. The 2 that didn't go, they said the reason why is because of the fact that maybe money, and then also they just didn't see the need. And one lady said, I've been working on my same job for the last 20 years. I haven't needed that right there. And then another one said, with today's social media platform and how things are going, we may not need college anymore. And a lot of people working from home. So it was a number of different things. And the other people said, I would not be able to make it if it had not been for my education. So that was a very interesting one. We had another topic, and just stop me if I'm saying too much.
No, you're good.
Okay. But we had another topic that was called living the single life by choice. And so, if you're a woman,
that attracts a lot of women.
There you go. Because
that topic is for women.
That's what I'm saying. So, living the single life by choice. We had 2 women that came on. One was married, one was not married, but they were friends. And one of the ladies, she said that she chose to be single because she could go and come, and it's like I don't have all this extra baggage or whatever with me. And the other one was saying that she was in a relationship and this was the best way to be, and she really wanted her friend to be in a relationship as well. And so that one right there, it was going back and forward. We had another one that was the legalization of marijuana.
That's a good topic.
Okay.
That is a good topic. That's a good topic because I hear the ups and the downs, the pros and the cons about it. So from what you can remember from your audience, what was the majority of yay and the majority of nay?
You really are going to have to wait and see that.
Okay.
And see, this is one of these clip things, the cliffhangers that makes you tune in to. You can come to YouTube starting the first Monday in October to the Dr. Ollie Show.
Okay, that was going to be my next question.
And just tune in and subscribe to my as far as to my YouTube channel to be able to see all of that. But we can touch more on that in a little bit. But I was just going to say, that marijuana one, we had a whole panel of people, 4 people, 2 of them that was for it, 2 of them that was against it, and all I can say is even during the commercial break, it was still going. I had to say, hey guys, listen, we are at commercial break.
But that's what you want. That, to me, and my next question was going to be, what makes you a good talk show host? But having topics like that, and letting people voice their opinion versus you voicing your own opinion. You have people. So do you take questions from the audience as well?
Well, that's what we're going to be getting into. We have not took a lot of questions from the audience.
Because that can take it off.
It can take it a whole different way.
Yes.
It's really more been just what I feel or desire to be able to say. But going into season 2, because we just completed all of season 1, we will be taking more questions from the audience and just, kind of expanding a little bit more and doing different things. Because watch this. The last show that I did, which was last week on Saturday, we filmed it. This one right here is going to be catchy, I know, and it's going to probably register with a lot of people. Just because you're like, how would this right here work? But we had a man that wanted to propose to his woman, and they had gotten married and all of that right there, so it all worked out. But she only agreed to marry him. And she said, we can do, because they're 2 different religions. So she said we can get married, but only if we do your Christian wedding, since that's what you want. And for anniversaries for the next 3 to 5 years, then we do my type of anniversaries. So it's a Christian man, and then it's a satanic woman. And what? Yes, there we go. And so they got married, and they've been married now for 3 years. So we're already in the 3rd year, and they had a satanic anniversary. And I just wanted to see, as me as being a host, I just want to see. I'm like, so tell me, how does this work? And that's where I met them, at their satanic anniversary. I met them through other friends, through one of my producers. And they explained to me there at their anniversary, and I said, wait, don't say anything else. I said, how would you guys like, or would you be willing to come be a part of the Dr. Ollie Show? To kind of talk it over.
Yeah.
And they came. So we have a show about that.
You all, look, my friends, if you all want to do a watch party, because I want to see how this is going to go down. I cannot believe that.
Yeah, so we have, that's why I said when
Oh,
you see topics.
I really want to see that because I want to see what was the attraction because, I mean, it did kind of take me to the Bible verse that says, you know, being equally yoked.
That's right, yeah.
And wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Ollie.
And I can't tell you nothing else.
You don't tell me nothing else because that right there has intrigued me.
There you go.
I mean, and they've been married for 3 years.
They've been married for 3 years. It's not like they just got married 3 weeks ago and we're trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
I mean, but even before the marriage, I mean, they had been dating for a number of years before. And they said that it's working. Now, you tell me what you think about that.
I'm at a loss right now. This seldom happens. I really want to say that because it seems to me, I'm in my head, I'm wondering, has one not converted the other? You know, and I guess not.
Well, and I will tell you this, and you're going to see it all inside the show, but I'm just going to drop some little nuggets so that way you can be able to remember this topic.
Yes.
But even with this one, I asked them, I said, so what are you going to do as far as when it comes down to, you know, people asking you questions about heaven and hell, like,
right.
I mean, with you not, like they're going to say you're not going to go to heaven. And she told me, her remark was, well, I'm the queen of hell. And there is a throne with my name on it. And she said, I'm going to be sitting right there next to him. And I know this. And she told me that she's starting a church in the DFW area. And I said, a church? And she said, a satanic church. And she said, it's going to be really good because she already has a major following.
I bet she does.
So
I'm sure.
So that's enough for you to be hooked, to be able to be like, you know, I want to see.
I definitely want to see the outcome.
Yes.
I really want to see that. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. So it sounds like you're going to have some very intriguing topics
Oh,
and
yeah.
some good conversation.
That's where we are.
I'm amazed, you guys. Wow. So you talked earlier that you've already filmed season 1, and so we're getting ready for season 2. So any listeners that want to purchase tickets, how can they obtain tickets to be a part of the studio audience of season 2?
Okay, so to be a part of the studio audience, we have my website, which is www.drollie.com. Very, very simple. Ollie is spelled O-L-L-I-E. And they just go on there, and pretty much everything is easy to be able to do from there. And also on Eventbrite, we always shoot the shows on the second Saturday of every month.
Okay.
And so you can automatically just know that if it's, you know, first Saturday, next Saturday, Dr. Ollie will be shooting. Let me Google it or whatever to be able to find out how to be able to go about it. But yeah, that website would definitely be the best thing.
I'm still amazed, guys. I'm still amazed at the marijuana subject.
That was
that's
it's like I led you up to
But
this.
now you told me about the Christian and satanic person being married. I'm okay. That's
Well, you want to hear another one?
Tell me one more. Yeah, because we got to get y'all to listen to this. What's another?
We have another one that's called what was it? Survive. I'm a Survivor. That's what it was. It was talking about I'm a Survivor, and the remainder part is stripping kept me alive. And so we have exotic dancer that comes to be a part of the show, and then really enlighten people on, you know, why she chose to do what she did, and if she wouldn't have did it, then after that, then she may not be here now. Due to just homeless and a lot of other things. And so, you know, we have a lot of people that was a part of the audience, like, you could have did anything else. And, you know, it went back and forth for a little bit with that. So you have to tune in to see about that.
You know, that kind of reminds me, I was listening to, was it Cardi B or was it?
Maybe so.
It may have been Cardi B. And I think someone suggested that she become a stripper.
You're right, that's the story. Yeah, that's what her story was.
Yeah, because she wasn't making any money at the place that she was working at.
Right, that's what it was.
And that the owner suggested she go across the street.
There you go.
And become a stripper,
that's
a
what
dancer.
And she did it, and she was like, I made all this, and then it's not forever, but you see where I am now.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it went.
Wow, so you're going to have some very interesting topics on the Dr. Ollie Show. So we really want everyone to tune
Yeah.
into this show. So you just finished season 1.
Yes.
And so you're getting ready for season 2. Now, is this a live recording or we seeing, so you go to YouTube to see season 1?
Yes, we can go to
Okay,
YouTube
so you go
starting the first week in October.
Okay, there we
First
go.
Monday. I
Okay.
think it's October the 4th.
Okay.
And you could be able to tune in.
Wow. I'm going to tune in, everybody. So you can, how can they contact you if they have any show ideas or if they want to be a guest?
Okay, so if you want to do that, same thing as far as going through the website, you can be able to, we have a section there for you to be able to, click on for the guest and just, share your interesting story, and then after that, then our producers would, reach out to you. But what I always like to say is, if you have an interesting story, and you feel like as if, or if you know someone that has an interesting story, and you feel like that it's something that you want to be able to get out and let the world know about it, then you could always email us as well at Dr. D-O-C-T-O-R, Ollie, O-L-L-I-E, at yahoo.com. So Dr. Ollie at yahoo.com. Send in your email, send in your story, and we'd love to hear from you.
Wow. Okay. Now, one last thing, Dr. Ollie. How can the listeners keep up with you and what you're doing? Can they keep up with you on social media? If so, let us know how.
On social media is definitely good. That would probably be, I think, the quickest way, because through my Instagram is where everything is just about being posted pertaining to the show. The whole brand is always on Instagram, and so you just go to the official Dr. Ollie and just go ahead and hit follow. That's pretty much it.
All right, so you can follow him on Instagram and keep up with him and all of his other endeavors in this talk show that we've got.
Well, we're on Facebook too, so you can do. We have a Facebook page, so you can just put the Dr. Ollie Show, and it'll come up on there and showing you everything that we got going on.
Wow, I'm floored, I'm just amazed. I can't wait to see the show, because if you have that, I'm sure everything else that you have on there has got to be just as interesting. So everyone, make sure that on October 4th, at what time?
October the 4th, you'll be able to tune in starting at 10 a.m.
10 a.m., the Dr. Ollie Show, and it will be on YouTube.
It will be on YouTube.
It will be on YouTube. So everybody, make sure you tune in to the Dr. Ollie Show, and we want to support him and all of his endeavors. And let's see what's pulling these ladies into this talk show. But I already see what's pulling me in to watch it. So I'm sorry, I'm just amazed at the same time. I want to see it. But anyway, everybody, thank you so much for tuning into the Inspirational Diva Show, brought to you by Home Care Network, bringing healthcare home. And we thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, if nobody told you, remember that I love you, Jesus loves you, and there ain't a thing you can do about that. Dr. Ollie, thank you so much for being on the show today, and we pray much success to you in everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Home Care Network brings healthcare in the comfort of your home. Our skilled nurses can cover everything that you would get in a hospital, from wound care management, pulmonary and cardiac care, medication management, and physical, occupational, speech therapy, x-rays, and more. Home Care Network has 3 locations in DeSoto, Rockwall, and Palestine. Visit homecarenetwork.com or on Facebook at Home Care Network TX. Home Care Network, the care you need in the comfort of your home.